So what you'll need is, of course, corn. I'm going to use 2 cups of corn. You can just do this for as many as you like. For the seasoning, I'm going to use some butter, some smoked paprika powder, a little bit of cayenne pepper, some salt and some pepper. So this is the base of the corn rib, but I thought I'm going to make some variations to experiment a bit with the concept. So I'm also going to add some chili barbecue sauce as a glaze on one rib and some bourbon whiskey barbecue sauce on the other, just to see the difference. For the third rib, I'm going to use some sriracha mayonnaise and some Parmesan cheese to sprinkle on top. And of course, every dish is a little bit more beautiful when you add something green. So I'm just going to add some parsley and some green onion. Let's do this. So first of all, I'm going to prepare our butter. So I've melted my butter in the microwave, as you can see. And now I'm just going to season it with some pepper, some salt, some paprika powder, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Give everything a good mix. There you go. And now just set it aside. So for the corn, we're going to cut these in 2. It can be pretty tricky sometimes, so make sure that your knife is in the middle. Give it a little cut so it stays there and try to smack it across the middle so it splits evenly. There you go, just like that. Now this is the more trickier part, because now it's a bit harder to split these evenly without breaking them. So just be very gentle and try to keep your knife in the middle and just repeat the process. I just cut in my finger.
Zo fel.
Corn. Can happen. I'm still recording. Alright, this one is pretty unstable. I'm gonna try continue. That's pretty good. Alright, so I have 7 semi-decent pieces and 1 pretty sucky one and 1 cut in my finger. So now we can move on. I'm not going to use the whole corn because I think it's a bit too big. So I'm just going to cut it in 2. I think this is a nice size for a rib, but if you want, you can just leave them whole and do it like that. No! God damn it. Corn keeps escaping. Now my corn is done. Let's move on to the next step. So here I have a baking tray covered with baking paper, and I'm going to place all of my corn on there. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to use this failed piece. Just want to see how it turns out. And now it's time to drench these in our butter. There you go. And now they're ready for the oven. So I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees Celsius. And now I'm just going to place them in there for roughly 25 minutes. So roughly 20 minutes later, they look about done. Now it's time to glaze them with some barbecue sauce. I'm going to try a couple of these with the chili barbecue sauce and a couple with the bourbon barbecue sauce. And the rest I'm just going to leave all natural. As you can see, some of them have a slight bend that a small rib would also have, which is very nice. Some of my thicker pieces aren't curving that much, but that's okay. It's the thought that counts. And now I'm just going to pop them back in the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes. So for the sake of the demonstration, I took 2 of each and the rest is on my baking tray. So these are the chili ones, the bourbon ones and the natural ones. And I'm just going to decorate them with some things. So the regular one, I thought I'm going to add some sriracha mayonnaise on top and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Seemed like a good combo. And for the other ones, I'm just going to sprinkle some parsley and a little bit of green onion. And there you go. It's ready to be served. So now here comes the fun part, the taste test. I'm gonna start off with the chili barbecue ones. Overall, I think it's pretty good. It roughly has the right size for a rib, in my opinion. I tried it with the full length ones and they were okay, but they seemed a bit ginormous. So I cut them in 2 and you still have that curvature effect, which is really nice. And the presentation is just awesome. I mean, it feels like you're eating ribs almost, but of course you're not. Duh. So, cheers.